So here we go, another system of linear equations problem, and another exciting problem. Karl has 35 coins. If he has exclusively nickels and dimes, and if he has a total of $2.90, how much of each coin does Karl have? Now, this again, like the previous problems, is a classic systems of linear equations problem, and I'm gonna show you again how to solve this problem as yet another example. We're gonna let D represent the number of dimes that he has. The number of dimes. And of course, N is gonna be our number of nickels, or rather Karl's number of nickels, right? So we can see that he has 35 total coins that are only nickels and dimes. So we must have that N plus D has to equal 35. Additionally, we can see that it adds up to a total of $2.90. So that means that 0.05 N plus 0.1 D equals 2.90, right? So this becomes our system of linear equations. And this is the system that we're going to solve this problem. So let's begin again, we're going to solve the first equation for one of the variables. In this case, I'm going to choose D. Let me choose D. So step 1, I'm going to solve for D in terms of N. We're going to solve for one of the variables in terms of the other variables. Okay, let's do this. So we start with our first equation, N plus D equals 35. And we want to solve it for D, so we subtract N, subtract N. This gives us D equals 35 minus N. Okay, and there we have it. We have solved for D in terms of N. Now step 2, we're going to eliminate D in the remaining equation. Okay, so if we look at the second equation, it'll be 0.05 N plus 0.1, but instead of D, we're going to put the expression here, 35 minus N. And that's going to equal 2.90. Okay. So now what we do is we distribute this 0.1 into here. Okay? So we have 0.05 N plus, if you multiply 0.1 times 35, you will get 3.5. And then this is going to be a positive times a negative, so it'll be minus 0.1 N, and that's going to equal 2.90. Okay. Now we're going to look at these like terms here. We're going to combine them. Additionally, I'm going to subtract this 3.5 to the other side. Minus 3.5, minus 3.5. We put our line again. 0.05 minus 0.1 is going to be negative 0.05 N. So negative 0.05 N equals, then this is going to be negative 0.6. Negative 0.6. Yes. We're now going to divide this out. We're going to divide both sides by negative 0.05. divide this by negative 0.05, and this is going to give us n equals, if you put this in your calculator, it should give you 12. And so that will give you 12. And then we look at our equation here, and we see that D is equal to 35 minus n. But what is n? N is 12. So it's going to be 35 minus 12. And that's going to be 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. So it's 23 dimes. And now we can imagine, okay, 12 nickels is about 60 cents. 23 dimes is $2.30. $2.30 plus 60 cents is $2.90. And so indeed, we have gotten our result. And notice how what I did there was I tested to make sure that the values that I got made sense in terms of the context of the original problem. And there we have it. We have solved what the makeup is of Karl's handful of change. 12 nickels, 23 dimes. Amazing.